Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
What is this? I was very, very angry.
Robocalls from organizations urging you to vote for Donald Trump are now making their way into the Valley. And one Moorhead woman says she was appalled when she found the message on her answering machine.
The organization that called this woman the American National Super PAC is led by people with an anti-immigration agenda that some would call hate speech.
Valley News Team's Bradford Eric looks into these calls and what is the American National Super PAC.
Imagine finding this message waiting for you.
The white race is dying out in America and Europe because we are afraid to be called racist.
It's from the American National Super PAC saying Donald Trump is not afraid of being called racist. He's our man and he should be yours too.
But he had a racist concern that white children are becoming a minority in our schools, and that we are having gradual genocide of the white race.
Dorothy Sumala got that message the other day, and she says she was shocked.
And I felt, what is this? I was very, very angry, and then I began to feel very sad and really worried that there are people who might feel this way.
But it's not just here in Minnesota. These calls have preceded the Iowa and New Hampshire caucuses, too.
Why should we want more Muslims? Muslims have been a terrible problem for Europe. And here, they want to pray 5 times a day, stop the assembly line. They want foot baths before they go to prayer. They want women-only swimming pool hours. And some of them want to kill us. Why should anyone want more Muslims in the United States?
Jared Taylor is associated with the American National Super PAC, lending his voice to calls in other states. The man in this message, William Johnson, is the leader of the American Freedom Party, described by the Southern Poverty Law Center as a party, quote, established by racist Southern California skinheads that aims to deport immigrants and return the United States to white rule. And it's a political party with an office listed in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
We reached out to the Trump campaign. They have not responded. It is important to note that Donald Trump has not lent his support to the American National Super PAC, but the group is supporting Trump. The message ends with a phone number for William Johnson with the Super PAC and the American Freedom Party. We called, but no one answered.
It was a cold one out there today, and the wind sure didn't help. Let's head over to Hutch Johnson to see what we should expect for tonight. Hutch?
Well, we are seeing continual changes and more wintry weather across the valley after some wonderful weekend temperatures. Some accumulating snow across eastern South Dakota, be aware of that. And the blob of snow we see out in central North Dakota, well, not a lot of that is reaching the ground, but don't be surprised if in Stutsman County, Foster and Eddy counties, we see some flakes making their way through and into southeast North Dakota this evening. We'll keep our eyes on that. Where skies are clear right now, I think things will remain quiet throughout the evening. Your planner shows temperatures around 10 degrees with north winds around 10 miles per hour. That'll be wind chilly. Fergus Falls, likewise, in the teens tonight. And Grand Forks, a chilly one, single digits with wind chills just below 0 heading into the evening. Warmer weather to talk about, Andrea, and we'll do just that here in a few moments.
Small bump in the road for a few days.
We like that, yeah.
Thanks, Hutch. We have the latest developments from Bemidji, where heroin overdoses killed 1 person and hospitalized 3 others this weekend. Adrian Dunn died in his Bemidji apartment. And since the incident involved 3 other medical cases, authorities are not releasing the rest of the victims' names. They remain hospitalized. Bemidji authorities have a sample of the heroin used in the overdoses, and they're waiting for test results. It's not known whether it contained other toxic drugs or if it was high quality and extremely potent.
Heroin that they received is more potent than a dose that they've had in the past, then the same amount of heroin would be more potent, so they wouldn't be able to tolerate that higher dose without the adverse effects.
Authorities are cautioning everyone who may happen to know a user to make sure and keep a careful watch on them until they can figure out exactly why they're seeing a spike in overdoses. Families count on their doctors to provide quality health care. But are your doctor's qualifications as advertised? The Fargo VA lists online which providers are licensed and board certified and which ones are not. Our own investigation found that what is listed is either not true or impossible for the average healthcare consumer to find out. While the VA stands by its doctor qualifications, Valley News Live found that some doctors listed as board certified don't work there anymore, are not certified, or information was impossible to confirm. Be sure to watch tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10 for our investigation into doctors at the Fargo VA.
Police are keeping an eye on a new app after they say a sex offender used it to try to get naked pictures of underage girls. Woodbury, Minnesota police arrested the 25-year-old who has 3 separate sex crime convictions. They say he used Whisper to try and meet up with a 13-year-old girl. Now, the app allows users to make secret anonymous confessions and others nearby can read them. The biggest problem is the app uses GPS to show the user's location to anyone using the app, meaning it's easy for predators to know where your child is anytime.
Worst case scenario, someone gets abducted, raped, or killed. And, those instances have happened where rapes have occurred. So parents need to be aware of what's on their phone, educate themselves. If they don't know, they need to ask law enforcement or do their own research as far as what the app is.
Law enforcement put together a list of the most dangerous apps that your kids might be using, some that would never think twice about. We have that on an out website, valleynewslive.com. Just go to that website and click on this story.
Minnesota state health officials say the rate of people in Minnesota without health insurance has fallen to a record low. The Minnesota Department of Health said today that the rate of Minnesota residents without health insurance fell to 4.3% in 2015. That's down from 8.2% in 2013. Health officials say the report is the first from the state on uninsured rates since the expansion of Medicaid and the full implementation of MNsure, the state-run health insurance marketplace.
3 Minnesota State University of Moorhead athletes are headed to nationals next week. 2 members of the dive team and 1 from the swim team have qualified for nationals. The coaches say this is a big honor since few qualify. Aaron Sullivan is a sophomore on the swim team and says it's an honor to represent the school.
I missed going to nationals last year by like 0.24 seconds, so it's really, really exciting for me. And I reached a lot of my goals this season, and I still kind of want to go a little faster. So I'm more excited than nervous so far. So.
The NCAA Nationals are in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Here's a little nugget for you, something you may not know. The odds of having a leap year day birthday, being born on February 29th, are 1 in 1,461. But at Sanford in Fargo, they're expecting 7 before the clock strikes midnight. And here's one. Lisbeth Ann Sacrismo came into this world early this morning, just before 2:30. Lisbeth is the daughter of Tanner and Kayla Sacrismo of Moorhead. And Tanner says he had a hunch they would have a leap year baby, and he thinks that's pretty cool.
We had a lot of people betting on it, and some people were hoping it wouldn't be, and my wife didn't want it to be a leap year, but I kind of wanted to secretly. It's just so unique, and I mean, it lets you kind of stand out and be different, I guess.
As for when Lisbeth's birthday will be celebrated, Tanner says he doesn't know yet, but he says they can pretty much pick whenever they want. By the way, Lisbeth joins her 2-year-old brother, Anders.
Congratulations to the family.
Yeah,
very much so. Something's brewing on Fargo's south side as a local beer maker looks to expand. Details to come later on Valley News Live at 6.
And things were cool today. You wouldn't know that by looking at our highs, which happened just after midnight across the board. It does look like clouds are building back in, some flakes for some as well. Your hour-by-hour forecast including a big warm-up coming up next.